Okay, so I am recording Jerel Tomasello um, for my entrepreneurship class interview assignment. Jerel, tell me a little bit about yourself and how you consider yourself to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah, my name is Jerel Tomasello. I am the owner of 12 Liberty Tax offices here in Tampa. We also own a salon. All of those are franchise operations. So I'm an entrepreneur, but I also like the assistance of a franchise with systems and processes, I guess, already in place. But I guess I wasn't always an entrepreneur. I started out working in corporate America. I had a pretty good, I could say, white collar job, but really wanted to branch out on my own and kind of avoid the rat race in corporate politics that were out there. So my wife and I kind of decided that we wanted to branch out on our own and try something out. We landed in the tax industry. We started our first Liberty Tax in 2010. Um, didn't really know much about the tax industry, but really just wanted to be an entrepreneur and wanted to own my own thing. And I just figured I could learn just about any industry that I had at least a remote interest in. So that's how we got going.
All right. You mentioned your wife. What role does she play in what you do?
Yeah, Heather. She she used to be a lot more involved in the business than she is now by her own choice. She We have three kids also, so she kind of wanted to take a little bit of a step back, but she was instrumental in getting our business going from the beginning. She and I have very different skill sets. So her skill sets are marketing. She's very outgoing. Just never met a stranger type of a person. I'm a little bit more introverted. I focus on our people, like internally, our people. I also focus on our financials and kind of and laying out strategy going forward. So it works really well. We complement each other. As long as neither one of us calls the other one a boss, then I think we're okay.
All right. What have been some of your failures or sacrifices that you've gone through in this journey through entrepreneurship, and what have you learned from them?
Yeah, great question. Like I said, when I started, we didn't really know what industry we wanted to get into. Actually, when we moved to the Tampa area, we really thought that it would be to open a preschool. That was our first goal, and we found a franchise called the Goddard School, which was very popular in Richmond, Virginia, where we lived at the time. And we kind of we did our due diligence and we dove in, but through a bunch of different things, not being able to find the right real estate, not being able to find the right location, whatever. We spent about 2 years kind of spinning our wheels on it. We invested some money in it, definitely some time. We signed a lease that committed us for 10 years at a very high lease amount to basically build a building that was going to be this awesome preschool, very high end preschool. And that was in 2007, and that was kind of when the housing market tanked all throughout the nation, and we found ourselves not really wanting to do that anymore. Fortunately, we had an out clause in our lease that we were able to get out of it, but it was kind of a scary time for us. I had just lost, or not really lost my job, but I had been working in Richmond and moved to Tampa and started to work remotely for them, and that I guess that position was ending here in Tampa, so didn't really know what direction we were going. Um, but like I said, we immediately then said, okay, after that ended, we just said, all right, well, what's next? And that's when I just went on entrepreneur.com and saw Liberty Tax, and I was like, huh, that's interesting. And I had lots of questions about that too, but we ended up pursuing it further, and kind of here's where we are.
Wow, that's cool. Um, if you had the chance to start your career over again, what would you do differently? Would you start with entrepreneurship earlier?
Um, you know, I don't know. I really feel like I learned a lot. And I don't know if I would have had either the risk tolerance or the capital or there are a lot of things like at the very beginning. I mean, I I feel like I learned a lot in my corporate jobs. Really, every job I've had from when I was 16, I feel like I've learned a lot through different experiences. Um, so no, I don't think so. I think that it's always been a desire of mine. Actually, back when I was 17 years old, my best friend and I were building websites for people, and I had a lawn business when I was 15. So I've always like had little things like that, little interests, and even throughout my kind of professional career, I've done little things on the side that my wife and I sold clothes on eBay, and like we did all kinds of crazy stuff, real estate. But so I've always kind of had that bug, but kind of making that full leap into entrepreneurship, I don't know. I'm kind of grateful for the experiences I had, in corporate America, even though I wanted to get out.
Cool. So how large is your business? I mean, I know you are connected with Liberty Tax, but you own 12 locations, right? And
Yes.
so how many employees does that make you in charge of?
A lot of employees. We're actually the number seven Liberty franchise in the nation, so we're pretty big in comparison to 2,000 franchises that are out there. But we during our tax season we'll hire up to 250 to 200 people. So
Oh, wow.
we have a lot of employees. We're mainly a seasonal business just during the tax season. But we're starting to branch out into insurance sales and other things that we hope will give our key people full-time jobs. Right now, we do have six people on staff full time that work for us. The rest of those positions are all seasonal. Um, but it's kind of exciting because about a year or two ago we kind of transitioned. I feel like from being like the typical small business where you're just kind of like you have to wear so many different hats and just figure everything out to like okay, now we have more of like a medium sized business where we have managers of every office and district managers that manage the managers, and now we just hired a director of operations that kind of manages all of those people. So it obviously I'm still involved a lot from an executive point of view, from like a vision casting point of view, things like that. But a lot of the operations get handled elsewhere now, which is nice. And it's super cool to be able to employ people and see them thrive.
That's great. So you're primarily located in Tampa, correct?
Yeah, we have 10 offices here in Tampa, and we have two in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, okay. Um, and so what is, you said you have a lot of, managers and overseers. So what does your day typically look like?
Sure. Um, So it depends. Because we're so heavily intensive during the tax season. My typical tax season day is it's just a lot of monitoring, right? So it's checking reports. I wake up, I check the reports from the day before. Even as late as 11 p.m., we're checking reports usually of that day. I'm on the phone with my director of operations. Again, this is during the busiest part of our tax season. I don't make him stay up late that much every day. So, but during the tax season, that's what happens. Um, and then throughout the day we'll be just doing different monitoring things, like checking on our marketers that we have out. We'll be we'll do I'll check in on our call center because we have a call center during tax season. So I'll listen to some phone calls that they're doing, and I'll propose some changes. But for me, actually, the during the tax season itself, if I've done my job before the tax season, I feel like I'm really not all that necessary because I've trained them up to do what they need to do. My busiest time ends up coming in November and December when we're training people, and that's where I tend to spend a lot of my time is making sure that people are ready for the tax season, things like that. And then during the off season, we mainly spend our time brainstorming for the next year, doing a lot of like lessons learned type stuff. What didn't go well last year? What can we improve? A lot of customer service, like we'll do some customer service survey type phone calls, stuff like that. And that's what I'll tend to pay attention to during the off season.
Well, I think I have everything I need. Thank you for letting me interview you today on October 12th. It's been great talking to you, and I will see you around.
Good luck on your project, Jess.
Thank you.
All right, talk to you later.
You too. Bye.
like